Intriguing little device, isn't it? It's a miniature steam plant from the Jensen Steam Engine Company in Pennsylvania. Fuel goes in here, creates energy, and enables this flywheel. The history of the company, that you're about to see, is just as interesting as these little wonders they create.
Give her a bump.
Well, you can really feel the power in that.
The smell, the touch,
Right.
the hot. It's realistic as can be.
Whatever you'd like to call them, toys, collectibles, educational tools, when you fire up a Jensen steam engine for the first time, it is quite a gratifying experience.
Yeah, they do. They like to see the steam coming out and make the throttle, make it slow, make it fast or medium, make the whistle blow.
These tabletop wonders are literally mini power plants, working on the same principles as steam locomotives that helped usher in the industrial age. And similar to the kind of boilers that continue to produce energy for many of us today. Founded by a Danish immigrant in 1932, the company's history is just as fascinating as its little engines. A story of ingenuity, determination, and a little elbow grease. Jensen Steam Engines is one of the most unique family businesses in America. And as the only one left here still making these mechanical wonders, they are coveted by collectors, with more than a few of them surprised the company is even still around.
Oh yeah, they'll call up and say, I thought Yuns were shut down a long time ago, or Yuns went out of business, and say, no, we've been in business since 1932.
And you've got guys like me that every once in a while tap on the door.
Yes.
Tell me about
Yes.
some of those guys.
Well, they come in, they don't want to leave.
You got
They love it.
Nestled on a quiet residential street in Jeannette, Pennsylvania, behind a barber shop no less. It is not the most obvious place for a factory, but it's been the company's home for decades.
Even some of the neighbors don't even know what goes on in this building. They may have lived here for 10, 15, 20 years, and they say, yeah, we know something goes on over there, but we don't know what.
Every Jensen engine is made by hand, one at a time. And the hundreds of parts in each machine are almost all made in-house, from scratch, a feat few companies of any size can claim. Even more amazing, it's all done by a grand total of 4 employees.
When you do it in-house, there's nobody to blame.
Tom has been here since he was in high school. His wife Dorita has been here for 25 years. His brother Andy, probably 20 years.
How does that work out, husband and wife?
Good, he's the boss when I'm here. Different when I'm home.
Now, to the untrained eye, or perhaps neat freak, this may seem like a chaotic and cluttered workshop, but there is a well-thought-out system here. The right side of the shop, raw materials are cut, tooled, and shaped. On the left, work tables are organized for assembly. And like a watchmaker, they carefully ease the parts together. Some must fit within 1/2,000th of an inch to work correctly. The company was founded by Thomas Jensen Sr., a mechanical engineer by trade.
He watched the farm equipment in the fields. That was his love, watching the steam engines. He built his first steam engine, he told me, at 11 years old, and sold it.
The Depression gave him a little time on his hands, so he began tinkering in his basement, perfecting his steam engines. It would be in order for 50 of them from the toy store FAO Schwartz in New York City that would allow him to quit his day job and go, so to speak, full steam ahead. Today, all the original tools, molds, and dies created by Mr. Jensen are still being used.
What are we looking at right here?
This is the bricker machine, we call this. And what it is, it's a male and female roller. And that's how it indents it. One meets the other, and that's how you get that effect.
I think it's incredible that your grandfather's been gone for over 2 decades, and if he were to walk through that door, everything is the same.
Everything would still be the same, yeah.
Jensen Steam Engines have had a part in some major historical events. During World War II, the U.S. military realized Jensen engines could be used on the battlefront to save lives. The engines were used as part of a mechanism to help detect poisonous gases. And in 1948, a Jensen engine was used at the Oak Ridge National Laboratory in Tennessee to help create the world's first nuclear-generated electricity. At one point, Jensen steam engines were not sold just in hobby shops, but also stores like Macy's, JCPenney's, and Sears. Today, business is almost all word of mouth.
It's something they've always wanted since they were young and couldn't afford them back then. So they wait till they retire and then they come to us and buy one. And they're so excited, you know.
Many collectors will modify their layouts to power generators and run an array of objects.
To sell those as alarm clocks. What do you think the fascination for people is with these?
I think the fascination with looking at the steam engine as it's running is seeing all the parts moving. Nowadays, kids who play with electronic things don't see that. They see something on the screen and yeah, it's moving or speaking to them or whatever, but they don't actually see on the inside what makes that happen. You know,
tactile.
just something there, yeah.
Mr. Jensen continued to make his steam engines until he passed away in 1992 at the age of 91. Son Thomas Jensen Jr. overlooked the company for decades. Now his children Alita and John are carrying on the company.
For my brother and I, we want to primarily keep it going because it is family history. It is something that our grandfather started. And, you know, we would like to try and keep it going as long as we are able to.
Now keep your eye on the Jensen website. The company is working to bring back some of their older models and accessories. Also, their higher-end engines can be made to order with some customization.